Hi there. Welcome to the True NOSH Kitchen. I'm Renee, and today we're going to be talking about how to make the fluffiest gluten-free pancake you will ever taste. So I created this company called True NOSH, and it is based in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be using my gluten-free dumpling flour. I created this flour mainly to make dumplings, but since I created it, I've been using it for a lot of different things. So we've made carrot cake, we also made roti, we also made wraps for Peking duck, and I use it also for some cookies. So today we're actually going to make a fluffy pancake. So you need this, and also a few different things that I'm going to be using is a very ripe banana. I'm going to put some walnuts in my pancakes. I have 1 egg, and I have different flour. This is a chickpea flour, but you can also use almond flour if you like, to just make sure that to kind of like dilute the flour, because my flour has a lot of fiber in it. And it is a source of fiber, so a lot of gluten-free flours actually don't have that much fiber. And I actually make it a point to increase the fiber in my flour because I am a registered dietitian, and I definitely encourage people to increase their fiber intake. And what is the best thing to do is to put it in your food, right? So you need a whisk as well as some baking powder and a little bit of like milk. So I'm using an oat milk today. You can use whatever milk you like. You don't need that much. If you don't have milk, you can also just use water. I'm going to put my blueberry compote on top of the pancakes. Excuse me. But you can put whatever jam or fresh fruit you like too. So this particular compote has no sugar. I use only whole blueberries, as well as a little bit of dates, some lemon and cinnamon and ginger in my compote, as well as the thickening agent is chia seeds. So chia seeds, some of you may not know or know that it plumps up whenever liquid introduced, so it can actually help thicken your sauces if you don't want to use any sugar or cornstarch or anything like that. So my blueberry compote is very versatile. It can be used as jam. It could be used in a smoothie. You can put it over yogurt or ice cream. And today we're going to be putting it in our pancakes and over it as a sauce. Okay, so we need a mixing bowl, some measuring cups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get half a cup of my dumpling flour, okay, and put it into my mixing bowl. And the same amount, half a cup of this chickpea flour. And you don't have to chickpea flour, as I said, almond flour is just fine, or coconut flour. That is also good. So 1 whole banana. This is a very ripe banana. The riper, the better. But if you just have a raw banana, it's all good too. It's just going to be harder to mash up later on, but it's going to be less sugary. Okay, so 1 whole banana, 1 egg. Okay, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, like a good heaping teaspoon. Okay, so this is important to use baking powder. You don't need to introduce any acid. And a little bit of oat milk. So I'm going to use about a 1/4 cup at first, because sometimes everyone you know, their eggs might be a different size, the banana might be a different size, and you not need as much liquid as some other recipes. Okay, so I'm going to just use my whisk and start mushing this banana, because it's so easy to mush because it's so ripe that you don't need too much work to mush this banana. Okay, so now I can see that it's thickened a lot. So instead of keep stirring my batter, I'm going to add another 1/4 cup. So together I have 1/2 cup of liquid. Okay, so this looks pretty good already. So it should look like a very thick batter, and make sure that you mush up all the bananas and incorporate the egg nicely. So all together, I'm adding about 3/4 cups of milk, and I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to finish stirring it and incorporating into the batter. Because my flour has xanthan gum as well as psyllium husk, it needs a little bit of time to absorb the water. So I'm going to let the batter rest for about 5 minutes. Okay, so this is the consistency of the batter that we want to look like. I'm just going to get all that stuff out of the whisk. And if you have any questions, feel free to write in the comments. I will try my best to read it now or after the presentation. You can always rewind the video because it will be on Facebook forever unless I take it off. Okay, so this is what the consistency of the batter should be like. It's thick and it's not too runny, okay? And I'm gonna let it rest for 5 minutes. And what I'm gonna do in the meantime is I'm gonna grab my beloved cast iron pan. You can use whatever pancake pan that you like. And I'm gonna turn it onto a medium heat to let it warm up. And I'm adding a little bit of grapeseed oil onto the bottom of the pan, okay? And what I'm going to do is open my blueberry compote, and I'm going to give it a good stir. Oopsie. Okay, just to get to see how thick it is. So this is what my blueberry compote looks like. I'm going to have a little taste. There's a blueberry that just plopped out of there. And also in the meantime, if you want to, you can go grab yourself a plate so we can put our pancakes on once they cook. As well, if you want to also grab yourself like a spatula that you can use to flip your pancakes, go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring you guys closer to my stove so you guys can take a look when I put the pancakes on. So you want to make sure that the stove is hot, and I'm going to bring you guys closer to my stove so you can see where the pancakes are coming along. Okay, so I hope you guys can see my pan. The heat is definitely hot, and I'm going to get a really big spoon or a ladle, and you can ladle your pancake mix onto the middle of your pan. Okay, and I can hear a little bit of sizzling coming from the bottom of the pan, and you don't want to put so much. I put maybe about 1/3 cup of batter onto the center of my pan. And you want to be a little bit more patient because you want to see some bubbles forming in the edges of the pancakes, just like that. Can you guys see? Okay. And once you see some bubbles forming in the center, then you can slowly see if you can turn the pancake over. But in the meantime, you want to be very patient. Let the pancake rise a little bit, and don't touch it. Okay. And what I like about my blueberry compote is that it's thickened with chia seeds and there's no sugar. So then there's like a lot of guilt-free pleasures that can come with eating this just by the spoonful, and I do that quite a lot. Okay, so the bubbles are still bubbling around the pancakes. I can smell the caramelization on the bottom. And right now I want to let you guys see there are some bubbles coming to the surface of the pancake, just very, very little ones. I'm not going to flip this until I see a little bit of a bigger bubble that comes to the surface. Oh, there you go. There was one that kind of just popped. And once there's bubbles, that means you can easily lift the pancake, and we're going to flip it just like that. And see how beautiful that pancake looks? And once you flip it, don't move it. Give it a little bit of time. It's going to rise and it's going to get really, really fluffy. And I'm super excited to serve this up. Pancakes are also a guilty pleasure of mine. So this is just a plain banana pancake. So if you want a blueberry pancake, this is what I'm going to do in the next one, okay? So you can slowly make sure that you can see it's rising a little bit. Don't move it around too much. And these is most so awesome because they're so fluffy already. You can see that they're like a cake. So what you can do with this one is, woo, another flip just to make sure that both sides are cooked evenly. And you can see that it's going to continue cooking just a little bit more. I like my pancakes to be quite firm and crispy on the outside and cakey in the middle. So now after about maybe I think 3 minutes on each side, to see how beautifully golden brown that is, I'm going to take that off the pan and we are going to make another one with the blueberry compote in the middle. So now I'm going to slide that onto my plate and a little bit of oil on the bottom. Again, I'm going to turn this to another dollop of pancake mix. The pan is quite hot now, so be careful of your hands. Okay. So 1 cup of this flour can make about 4 or 5 pancakes. All right, so now I'm gonna go grab my blueberry compote and we're just gonna dollop each corner or like a little bit onto every bit of the pancake. And I'm just gonna let it sit there until it's ready to flip. Okay, so this pancake, the edges are bubbling quite a lot, just not the middle yet. You just want to give it a little bit more time, be a bit more patient. Don't touch it too much or else it's not going to look pretty on the flip. I don't like to put my walnuts until the very end, and I bought like already cut up walnuts like that. If you like whole walnuts, you can also get these ones, but I like mine to be a little bit more grainy because it fills in all the gaps where I need it to be. Okay, so now again we're ready to flip. So one more time, another pancake. Woo! That one looks beautiful. So a little bit more sizzle because the blueberry compote
is going to be a little bit watery, so be careful. It's going to sizzle a little bit more, but we flipped these successfully in another maybe 2 or 3 minutes on this side, and we'll have 2 pancakes. And I can't wait to serve these up for brunch or breakfast. My partner is going to be so happy when he finds out that there is pancakes already cooked. So that was pretty quick, guys. I hope you guys had fun. And these are going to be the perfect guiltless pleasure for any breakfast that you will serve to your friends and family, or even a treat to yourself. And you know that these are a little bit more healthier because the chickpea flour gives actually the some protein into the pancakes. And my dumpling flour actually has fiber in it, right? So, all right, one more flip. And it's all done. I'm gonna take that off and turn my heat off. Oh, I lost a blueberry over here. Okay, and then now you're going to go back and serve these up with the blueberries and the walnuts on your plate. Okay, my plate is done. I have a little mint set aside so I can put it on the top of my pancakes to give it a little bit nice fresh green. And I'm using my blueberry compote as a sauce for my pancakes, and you don't really even need syrup. Okay, and then a little sprinkle of walnuts on top. You can use any nuts you like. And ta-da! A little bit of nice green garnish. And we are ready for an awesome morning. And well, you can usually eat breakfast for dinner also, because this is a perfect time to just eat it right away when it's hot. So I do encourage you to have some fun for dinner. You can do pancakes for dinner and then go for a walk after. Okay, so thanks for joining me, and I'm so excited that I can get to show you my fluffy blueberry pancakes, and I hope you guys try this at home. I'll see you again next time. See you.